Hello, I'm James Haycock and this is How to Be an Effective Coach. How a coach should act. A coach should be approachable yet strict. A coach is someone who teaches and helps people improve. To do this, at times they need to be strict for others to listen. On the other hand, they need to be approachable so that the players can ask them questions. A coach should be supportive. They must support them by always being by the player's side, perhaps when they aren't performing to the best of their ability. However, the coach should always be truthful when it comes to expectations, whether that is their performance or behaviour. Being truthful is another example of how a coach should act. Here is a good example of a good sport coach. This is Sir Alex Ferguson. He was Manchester United's manager for 20 years. The reason he was a good coach was because he had knowledge of the game. He knew how to handle players. He was strict. He had a good rapport and was very reliable. Another reason why he was so good was his man management, and is that he knew how to respond to different players in different circumstances, as he knew how they would react. So he also knew his players as well. My own experiences of a good coach. A coach that I used to have was good because they were telling me what I was doing wrong, but let me figure out how to do it on my own. This will make me improve, as it will stick in my head when I've done something good and get rid of all the bad stuff which is in my head. They were also very communicative, and I could also rely on them when I needed help. So when I mean they were communicative, they were showing me how to do certain skills and when to do it in certain situations. So maybe using verbal communication to shout at me across the pitch, and then non-verbal communication to show me where to run by pointing and showing gestures. The skills of an effective coach. A coach needs communicative skills, both verbal and non-verbal. This means that they can speak to the players using words, or communicate through movement and show the players. A coach also needs to be empathetic. The coach needs to put themselves in the player's position so that they can understand why they made that certain decision and give them the opportunity to help them. Another example of this is, say if a player is not having the best of games or is having an okay game but still gets subbed off, then the manager must be able to convey their feelings to them and let the player know why they have been taken off and the reason for it. Organisational skills. A coach will always need to be organised. This is because if the coach is unorganised and doesn't set the equipment and isn't prepared, then the team may lose valuable time. This could be at the start or end of the training sessions, or even before games. This time loss could negatively affect the team's overall performance and improvements made. Another thing that this could affect at the start of a game, if the coach hasn't turned up and isn't in control of his players, these players may not stretch properly and therefore may get injured during the game, and therefore they lose a player and be struggling in the game. Here is another example of a coach who shows these skills in being an effective coach. A manager can tell a player what to do in different ways through communicative means. So telling them where to run and when and where to run. They can also point and show emotion with their hands. Coaches also use props such as a whiteboard with magnets on them, so they can show where they want their players to run and what positions they need to be in what situation.